friends, it's Sarah, the owner and maker behind Multifarious Nature. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're a new viewer, welcome. And if you're a returning viewer, big welcome back. I'm glad you guys are here for another episode. Without further ado, shop update, end of things. It has to do with a very special birthday sale going on. I hope that you guys are signed up for the newsletter and received your code. If you are signed up and you don't see it in your inbox, definitely check your junk email. I don't know why, but sometimes it goes there, and I just don't want you to miss out on this extra special deal. It is the best discount that I offer this for the year, and I'd hate for you to miss out. So it's in celebration of my birthday, I like to do a special discount code, and I try to do that. It's been, I think this is the second, third year I've done it, and it's a lot of fun, and it's a way that we can all celebrate together, and I love it. So if you do want to take advantage of that special birthday discount, it's valid, and it's in the email too, but it's valid from tomorrow, which is Friday the 29th at 1 a.m. through midnight on Monday, April 1st. So you have the whole weekend to peruse and shop to your heart's content. Just so you know, if you do decide to choose, because you can use it on any in-stock yarn, and that includes advents that are currently in the shop. These are advents from prior years, so they're not like pre-orders, so they are ready to ship. So when you purchase the advents, definitely purchase them separately as their own transaction, because they are shipped in a special box just for the advent, so it would have to be shipped separately. But you definitely can use the code multiple times, and that's the extra fun part about it. So you're not limited to one-time use. So feel free to do multiple transactions if you do want to purchase an advent, or if you'd like to purchase something and send it as a gift to someone. This is a really great way to get an extra special deal on it, and send a really fun gift and get a great deal. So I just wanted to make sure you guys are aware of that. If you are not signed up for the newsletter yet, definitely make sure and do that so you don't miss out on these type of deals. I don't do them very often, but when I do, I send them through the email in the newsletter, so you would only find out that way with the coupon code or a special discount or anything that's going on. You would have to get that newsletter. So definitely make sure you sign up. You can do so multiple ways. If you go to multifariousnature.com, I always include the actual website in the more information below. And if you just go to multifariousnature.com, I'm pretty positive, unless you have a pop-up blocker going on, it should pop up on your screen asking you if you want to subscribe to the newsletter, and if you would like to, then that's one way of doing it. If you don't see that pop up and you do want to subscribe, definitely send me an email. If you go to the contact me section on multifariousnature.com, just type in there that you'd like to be added to the newsletter, and I just need your name and that email, and I can add you, no problem. I'm happy to do that. So yeah, that's the big news. I really wanted to share that first. So very exciting. And then we'll get into what I've been working on. No finished objects. I'm getting close to one though, but we're not done quite yet. So I'll talk about that one first, I guess, and then we'll talk about the other projects. So the very first project that I am almost done with is my half and half triangles wrap. The pattern is by Pearl Soho. It is a free pattern, so if you're looking for a super fun project, it is time consuming, but it's really easy, and you could do either what it's intended for, which is a shawl, or you can use it as a blanket. It's a really great size blanket. You could use it as a baby blanket, as a gift, or you could use it as like a nice lap blanket, because it is actually would be like an oversized baby blanket, so it'd make a great lap blanket. So I'm going to show you where I'm at right now. I'm using my Multifarious Nature hand-dyed yarn. So my first color, and I'll show you my little modification that I did. So the half and half triangle wrap is 2 different colors, and you use 3 skeins of each color, but you really only use about a little, I want to say about a half a skein of the 3rd skein. So this is my first one. It's Kismet, which is a super fun speckled colorway. It's very much a neutral with some salmon and a light lilac speckles and taupe, and I don't know, I just love it. It's a really cozy, flexible colorway This is on my merino alpaca base, so it is 20% superfine alpaca, 60% superwash merino, and 20% nylon. It's super soft. You can see there's a little halo on there. If you do have a sensitivity to alpaca, then maybe this would not be for you, but it's super soft. So if you've never tried alpaca and you don't think you have a sensitivity, it would be excellent. I love it. It's one of my favorites, not only to knit with, but also wear. Then the other colorway, you can probably already see where I've kind of tweaked it here, but the other colorway is super bright and vivid. It's actually changing the coloring because of how nice and bright it is. This is my strawberry shortcake, and that reminds me, I took all of the strawberry shortcake out of my shop online, but I'm not using one of the skeins. So I'm going to put that back in stock. So in case you wanted to buy one for a fun pair of socks or something, you'd be able to get it. So I've got to update my inventory for that. But I decided not to use the third skein on this. So just so you're not super confused, if I showed you guys last time, this, a little more than this, is what I had left of that third skein for that wonderful merino alpaca blend in Kismet. And I only have, I'll show you, where's my end? This is all that I have left of stitches I need to pick up. So I really don't have many at all. And while I know there's some distance going back and forth, I just didn't want to open a whole nother skein and use it when I'd only use about half the skein, and I had this much left of my Kismet. So what I decided to do is use up the rest of my Kismet. That way I use all of that up, and my goal is to not have like any leftovers. And I just kept going. I did a magic knot and joined it. I joined it right here. So really it's pretty seamless because of the way that the pattern goes. It's just a slight drop down here, but it's just not very noticeable. And I'm gonna use this primarily as a blanket, but I could wear it still as a shawl. And my idea was that because I'm using the same color that's on the other side, it's gonna look very cohesive in its own right. And the Pearl Soho website actually has multiple versions of this type of wrap. There's the half and half triangles wrap original, where it's 2 colors, but then they also have the striped version. So this is not the striped version, but it kind of has that similar vibe to it, where it's now no longer 2 solids. Even though this wasn't a solid in the first place, I went with a speckle, which most of them tend to be solids that people are using, which is nothing wrong with that. It's very graphic, modern looking. However, I am a fan of adding some speckle. I think it's really fun, and it keeps it interesting while you're working on it. It's a super soothing, relaxing project to work on. So very much enjoying that. So I'm going to keep going back and forth with this rest of this Kismet. I hope that it uses up almost all of it. If I have just a little bit left, no big deal. My hope is it actually uses up all of it, and not that it uses up all of it and I actually need more. Because if I need more, I'm going to have to use a mini skein, because it's going to be hardly anything. At that point, there'll be hardly anything. So I'm definitely going to put that third skein of strawberry shortcake back in the shop. I'm going to do that once I finish recording this video, so that if any of you go online tomorrow, the 29th, and you want to pick up that one skein, even though I definitely can dye more if you want it, but if you want to get the special discount code, it is only on in-stock yarn, just so you're aware. So if you want to do a custom order, by all means, please do so, but you won't be able to get the discount off of that. It's a way for me to celebrate my birthday and thank you guys, and then also help keep refreshing inventory. So it's a fun way to do it. I'm sure you'll understand. Okay, so that is the half and half triangles wrap by Pearl Soho. Let's get on to the next one. Okay, so I also worked on this one a little bit. Here we go. Just a little bit though. I'm not quite sure why I didn't continue working on it. I think, well, actually, I do know why. I'll show you. All right, so I did work on my Wildflowers Path sweater a little bit more on my sleeve. I got a couple more inches. It goes a lot faster. That's why it's just ridiculous that I didn't get further because I probably could finish this sleeve. And it's not because I'm a super fast knitter, it's just because working with this yarn, it's really quick. So this is Newton held double, so it's super fluffy and big, and it's a heavy gauge. I think it's a size 9 needle. Pretty sure it's a 9. Yep, it's a size 9, which is a 5.5 millimeter. Pretty sure it's 5.5. I said that so I knew. It's a 5.5 millimeter needle, so it's a decent size, so it does knit up super fast. And it's very soft. And if I finished it, I could wear it this year still. Or I should say this cooler time frame still. Otherwise I'm going to have to wait until the winter time, but I don't really mind if I have to wait till the winter time to wear it because it's just a fun new garment to look forward to wearing, so not a big deal. Either way, I'm excited about it, and I'm really enjoying working on it. I didn't mention the other yarn that's being held with the Newton is 2 strands of this alpaca, I think it's like an alpaca nylon merino, and there might be polyamide in it. It's a old mill yarn. Very light. It's lighter than lace weight, but I think they consider it to be lace weight. So yeah, really enjoying that project. A lot of fun. Okay, last project that I've been working on, and I'm on other projects that I will share with you in the near future. I'm sorry that I keep kind of alluding to it, but I just want to be transparent with there is something taking up my time, and I just don't think I should talk about it quite yet, but we will get there. It's very exciting. So yeah, almost there. Almost to the point where I can talk about it. Alright, so the last project I've been working on is the Straya cardigan by Andrea Mowry. Again, I know, I knit a lot of her things, but that's because I really enjoy them. And she has really great sales, and then I scoop up a bunch of them. So I'm gonna be completely honest. I tried finding more patterns that had half fisherman's rib that were cardigans. And there are some out there. And there was one that I looked at and I thought really long and hard about whether I wanted it. It was a very relaxed fit, which is okay. But I'm looking for a cardigan that I can wear not only at home, but also at work. And this is going to be perfect for that. So this is the last half fisherman's rib sweater that I made. It is also by Andrea Mowry. And it is her birch pullover. I loved this project so much. It is so much fun. I am also using the exact same wool. It is a non-superwash merino. It's considered fingering weight. Again, it's on a cone. It's considered worsted, so it's not worsted spun, so it's fluffier. But I would say it's like working with lace weight yarn. So I hold it double and I got gauge. So I'm holding this double. This is old mill yarn, 100% merino. It is a creamy, like a cool cream. It's a really unique color. You can kind of see that. So it's going to be a beautiful neutral that I can wear with anything. I'd love to be able to wear it over dresses, and it's a cardigan. It has more structure to it. It has a very nice structure to it. So I thought it just looked more professional for what I'm going for. My work is pretty relaxed with the dress code. However, it's business casual, and I don't want to look too casual sometimes. And there was one other sweater. I will not name the designer because I don't want to knock the project. I think it's a beautiful sweater, but I just felt like this one definitely hit the marks that I'm looking for. So it's a top down. This is going to be like, like this. Basically, for lack of better words, I am working on the shoulder area, and then it's going to go down from there. And then I believe you split for the sleeves and then work down the sleeves. So it's nice. It's back and forth. It's so much fun because it's half fisherman's rib back and forth. You actually do the back side, which is like basically all knit stitches. So nice. So yes, definitely enjoying it. Highly recommend it so far. I have no complaints. No complaints. So much fun. and very relaxing. Okay, so I think that's it for what I'm working on right now. Yeah, so all that being said, ooh, this video is going nice and quick. Excellent, not a long video. It's okay. All right. I feel like I just threw that all at you really fast. We have a lot going on our plate right now, so that's why I'm just talking a million miles per hour and probably throwing a bunch of information at you. I hope you guys are doing well. I'd love to hear what you're up to, what you're making, what's going on in your world. I am, as far as life update end of things, we are going to be putting the fence in. That's our next big project before the little baby sheepies come, our little lambs. The little lambs will be able to be picked up technically the 6th, which is next weekend. And I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, maybe. If by some miracle we can get the entire fencing is installed and secure this weekend, then maybe that'll happen. But we have to be able to get that all secured. Yeah. Which is pretty important. Currently, we do have their little house set up, and that's in its place, and its home and everything, and that's all good. However, when we close their little security gate to their little hut, it's not exactly gonna be predator proof. In other words, if there were any predators whatsoever, they could definitely jump the little gate, and that would not be good. So that is just not going to cut it for the security. I would definitely like to have a actual perimeter around them, and that's what it should be. So we're going to have to do that before we get the sheep, which is fine. It's not a big deal. But it's a little stressful because now we have weather elements to deal with. We do live in Michigan, and Michigan's notorious for one day it'll be 70 degrees lately, apparently. One day it'll be 70 degrees, which is very unseasonably warm. And then the next minute, it's going to be 30-some degrees and snowing out, which is what happened last week. Crazy. So it's that weird time of year. So we had to rent an auger so we can actually do some hole digging and get our post put in. We have some decent sized post to put in. And that's what I'm going to do after this with my husband. We're going to go measure again and triple check that we have everything that we need, and then tomorrow we're going to be working on that. So it's a lot of work. We have a lot of volunteers coming here and there, which I really appreciate. It's a lot of, as I mentioned, it's a lot of work. Those of you that have done this already understand. So yeah, hopefully everything goes well and it's smooth sailing. I hope. Yeah, that would be good. But it's exciting. But this is, to me, I think out of all of it, I feel like, I don't know why, but I feel like installing the fence is probably the most intimidating thing for myself. Just because I'm not very familiar with that. I, just don't have the experience. And it's so important. I mean, obviously things don't always work properly, but it's a very important thing. And unlike our chickens, and our ducks were our first venture into livestock type end of things, which, believe me, we had some growing pains. We had some learning curve experiences where unfortunately some predators got some of our animals because we thought, oh sure, ducks can be outside overnight and go inside if they want, and we'll just, nope, that was not okay. That was definitely not okay. That's an end well. And unfortunately, we had some chickens also get killed because of that kind of thing. You just can't leave their house open all night if you have predators like we do, unfortunately. So they do get free range during the day. However, overnight they do get locked up in their pen. They do have a run and everything. So for the sheep, they're much more of an investment. Chickens are very reasonably priced. If you go to any store, I mean, our local farmers co-op, if you go to a Tractor Supply place, anywhere this time of year, they're selling chickens. I think Family Farm and Home is another one. You'll hear them. You'll hear the chickens and the ducks, and you can go visit them. And they're selling them for very inexpensive. They are not expensive. Sheep, on the other hand, are not cheap. They are very expensive, and I mean, rightfully so. Especially when they're registered, that adds to the cost. And you don't want anything to happen to them, especially very prematurely when you first get them. It's not good for anything to happen to them at all, but if you don't actually ever get to utilize their wool or even their meat, like if you do not get to utilize anything of this animal and you just invested all of that money, ooh, that is such a loss. So yeah, that's not good. So that's why I think the fence is a little stressful for me, because it has to be, you need it to be secure, because that's what keeps the predators at bay. I know it's not perfect, but it does at least make it harder for them to get to the sheep. So hopefully they won't is the goal. But that's a little intimidating to me. I've mentioned in prior videos, but I did not grow up on a farm. I did not grow up in the country. And so these kind of things, those losses, losing animals, I don't think it's probably easy ever, but especially these sheep are going to basically be kind of like pets in a sense. They're fiber animals. That's what they're going to be. The goal is to utilize their fiber. And unfortunately, when their fiber is no longer going to be useful, then we are not going to let the animal go to waste, and that is the plan. But it's a lot. So yes, that is what we're up to this weekend. Lots of hard work, lots of fence posts being pounded in, and it's a lot. But it's going to be worth it. The hard work will be worth it, and I know that, so we can do it. As far as anything else going on, it's nice here. It's nice out. I think it's in the 40s right now, which is wonderful, 40 degrees Fahrenheit. We actually had some warmer days earlier this week in the 50s, and I got to take my roller skates out again. Look, you guys, I'm fully healed. My wrist is fully healed. After this past Tuesday, it actually was the 4 weeks. I did cheat. I'm pretty sure I roller skated on Monday night. I think I did. I'm pretty sure I did. Maybe I didn't. I could be telling white lies. I could have only done it on Tuesday. I don't know. Maybe I did actually wait the full 4 weeks before I went out. I might have. But I'm so excited. It was really a lot of fun. I didn't do anything fancy. I definitely am taking it back to the basics. I know I need to learn some of my basics of roller skating. Again, control and all that. I have actual roller skates. So if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, they have 4 wheels versus roller blades, which are all the wheels in a line. So it is a little bit of a learning curve. I grew up with roller blades, so learning to stop is interesting, because with roller blades, you stop with your heel or sideways. There's a lot of different ways you can stop in roller blades, but it's totally different than stopping in roller skates. And so that muscle memory I need to build, and so I'm trying to actually teach myself properly and not just wing it. I'm trying to actually learn the muscle memory. So I did some drills on Tuesday, so I didn't do anything fancy. I just was doing some basic drills to try to get some muscle memory built into my legs and my feet and my whole body, basically, and work on that. And I need to get better about stretching before I actually roller skate, because that probably would have helped me with some of my muscle soreness that occurred when I fell a while back. But yes, other than that, I'm so grateful that I'm doing better. Oh my goodness. That was such a bummer, because it's great exercise and it's so much fun. And I'm definitely one that likes to do things to exercise other than traditional working out. So if I could be lugging firewood, roller skating, going up and down the hill, carrying food, logs, I don't know what, but weeding, like being out in the garden, doing things like that, anything that actually is movement and exercise, but I'm not working out. I enjoy that. It's so much fun to me. So that's kind of, that brings me joy, and it's healthy. It's good for me. So that's that. So I guess there's a little tip for you if you cannot stand exercising, like a treadmill or something like that. Try to find things around you that you enjoy doing. If you like going for walks, go for a walk. If you have your dog, go take your dog for a walk. I'm sure they love it. It's great exercise. And if you just need to change it up, go to a park with them and do it. Go for a walk. We are fortunate that we live in the country, so we have a lot more flexibility with things, and we've got a lot of chores and stuff we have to do that are labor intensive and physically demanding, but it's great exercise. And like I said, that's my favorite kind of exercise. So, and tomorrow we're going to get lots of it doing the fencing. It's going to be a lot of good exercise. So, remember to bend with my knees so I don't hurt my back. We don't need that, to add that to the list. All right, well, I think that's it. It's not a super long video, but I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. And definitely make sure and like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I do tend to record videos about the yarn that I hand dye and about knitting content. And in the near future, I hope to talk more about my sheep. I will probably share photos of my sheep. I don't know if I can figure it out. I know I've been asked to share footage of like the sheep and everything, and I would love to do that. I just have to learn how. I record with my computer. That's what I'm doing right now, and I just upload directly to YouTube from there, and that is time consuming enough because depending on how our internet connection is that day, it could take me 3 days to upload, or it could take me a half hour. You just never know. So hopefully you guys get to see this on this evening, the 28th, or tomorrow, the 29th. I hope you do. Otherwise, who knows? But if I have to do I don't do editing. So if I had to do like videos with my phone and then upload that to an editing software and then edit it and then upload, it could take a while. So yeah, we'll see. If anyone has any super pointers or tips about doing that, I would love to hear it, because I'm not opposed to adding footage of like our critters and stuff outside to the video. I think that would be a lot of fun. It won't be super cinematic, but it probably would be pretty entertaining for those who aren't familiar or don't have animals like that. I know I find it extremely entertaining, and I mean, I didn't grow up with them. I grew up, near Chicago, so it's just different, not in the country. But anyway, like I said, I'll chat with you guys soon, and have a wonderful rest of your week. Take care. Bye.